like her boss person, and he's engaged. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Dad, look.
They live separately. They live like 20 minutes apart. Yeah. But she's in Hastings right now because her mom can't start home.
The designated hitter, Trevor Raceway.
Dad, this is part of one of the songs, another one of the songs in my play.
Yeah, there you go.
I texted both.
Dad, I'm in the third row.
In the top of the third, the Vikings scored 2 runs on 1 hit, 3 errors, 2 runners left on base. They got the way to stand top of the order, the right-hander, Sam Markson.
So Dad, what is Wahoo Varsity? Waverly? Dad, is it just me? Dad, is it just me? It's just John changed his style.
The shortstop, Carson Sabatka.
Yes, sir, but it's good.
That's how bad the teams are. Yeah. Where are you at? Turf, infield, grass, field in Lincoln. Like the actress exit south. I was so stupid because I was mad because yeah, 2 games. There were 6 games in the tournament. It's John. I tried to get all this over. We have to raise funds, and we can't get that money back. And we raised like that's how we
The center fielder, Rise Sayanego.
Just like running. And it's just I know.
My neighbor.
Like, I'm playing. Like, I've been on the team for 4 years. Like, Sam and John like, get so thrilled about the game. They win again. It's just like, I don't know. I just started sobbing. It made me hug. You guys were, got free bubblers. Yeah, because you had free.
Start on 2 and 2. Let's go.
The pitcher, Alex Berry.
Father, you got the power there yet?
I remember we played for this team. I did it for Louisiana. My mom is a friend. Yeah, we're going there. They're like on the map. I'm just gonna say she called in the 60s. I remember when. And then that was the game where he got me on the bench.
Boy, out. Take one for the team.
Time on the field.
We got Saturday night. No, Old Town guy.
Quick shot out between
R&K?
yeah, they're
Yeah, they're over there. They have it on staff.
I thought maybe they didn't have well, I know the day of
Well, it's still what's happening.
Fourth fielder, Jack Van Slyke.
All right, Jack Van Slyke at the bat. We're at the bottom of the third inning. Wahoo Bishop Newman, they're trailing by 1, 2-1. 2 outs, runners on first and second. First pitch comes in. That one drops low. Ball 1.
Because if I gave him $2, I'd have $1. These.
Next pitch, swung on, and that one is sent out center field, underneath it, and that one goes all the way to the fence. Stand up double, but not without bringing in 1 run, but the second one is not able to get around. Tying up the game. Three in the books. Score is tied at 2.
In the bottom of the third, the Warriors scored 1 run on 1 hit. The Warriors 1 runner left on base.
I don't talk to Emma. But I just alive.
Leading off the fourth for Waverly, the shortstop Carson Malcolm.
Or they might be somewhere now. They're talking together. She was saying I was in the casinos.
The right fielder, Logan Colpan.
It's in enemy territory.
The left fielder, Crew Burkham. Top of the Vikings order, center fielder, Hunter Tall.
How are you?
It is, but can you kind of your language a little bit? Just because, yeah, I've heard several. I'm like, okay.
Sorry, my prefrontal cortex hasn't
We'll work on that.
I got you. Hey, I think pink's your color, by the way. I think pink is your color.
Oh, thank you. It goes with my hair, right?
Yeah.
Timeout on the field. The third baseman, Connor Gunderson.
Bottom of the fourth inning. Okay, we're actually at the top of the fourth inning. 2 runs have come in. Nobody on, a runner on second. 1-1 count with 1 out. Swing and a miss. Connor Gunderson at bat. Waverly Vikings here at Wahoo. That pitch hit out to third, and the throw over to first is off the mark. That brings around the runner from second all the way home, and a stand-up double with an error. So that puts Waverly ahead 5-2. With 1 out. Now catcher Drew Cook is at bat for Waverly. Wind up pitch on the way. Swung on, that is popped foul down the third base side. Alex Berry pitching. Oh, 1 with 1 out, runner on second. Wind up the pitch on the way, and that one is low and outside. 1-1 is both. That one was hit down the third base line, foul. So count is 1-2. Barry looking for the pitch. Wind up pitch on the way. Swung on, that's down the third base line. Picked up. Throw over to first. Is it in time this time? Then the throw to third is an errant throw. Brings in the 6th run for Waverly, expanding the lead over the Warriors.
First baseman, Bruin Sampson.
For Waverly, coming up to bat, Bruin Sampson swinging away, first baseman. First pitch goes foul, strike 1. Wind up, next pitch, swung on, now he gets fouled down the first base side for strike 2. 0-2, 2 outs, nobody on base now. Last sacrifice was able to bring a run in, so that puts Waverly ahead 6-2 as we're at the top of the fourth inning. Wind up pitch, swung, and that is sent down the center field and diving in for the catch. Third out right there. But not without doing some damages. Bringing in 4 runs during that fourth inning. Now we'll go to the bottom of the fourth as the Warriors work to get themselves out of the hole. 6-2. Vikings lead over the Warriors right here on BSDN Live. All right, we have the Warriors coming up to bat. The first baseman leading off. Quinn Schutt facing off against Owen Glassburner. Pitching for Waverly. First pitch comes in. That's high and outside. Ball 1. Wind up next pitch. High inside. Ball number 2. 2-0, no outs, nobody on base. Bottom of the fourth inning. Waverly leading 6-2. That one was low and inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Quinn Schutt waiting for that fourth one. Gets the free walk down after 4 pitches. And now we have Willie Ulrey from second base up to bat for the Warriors. Throw goes over to first. Sending Schutt back to first base. Wind up, the pitch comes in, and that one is popped straight up, and getting underneath it is third baseman able to reel that one in for the out. So runner on first, 1 out. Jake Bohawk, third base, playing right now, up to bat for the Warriors. Checking runner at first. Wind up, the pitch on the way. Swung on, and that one just gets chopped into short, and a quick toss out to second for the out. So an infield fly hits the ground, but just rolls right to the shortstop's foot, and that is 1 out. So we have 2 outs. Nobody on one on base. Throw goes over to first with Max Sledge up to bat, senior from Wahoo. High inside, ball 1. 1-0 with 2 outs. Runner on first. Warriors down 6-2 to the Vikings, bottom of the fourth inning. Wind up that next pitch, swung on, strike 1. Swing on the next pitch, foul straight back. So 1-2 is the count with 2 outs. Next pitch comes in, and that one is called strike 3. And that does it for the Warriors, and that is the completion of 4 innings. 7-2. 6-2. I was looking at the field of it. Yeah, our scoreboard bug is correct. 6-2. And we'll be back with more baseball. It's the 5th inning right after this on bsdnlive.com. Alex Berry, warm-up pitches, waiting for the catcher to get redressed with padded up and ready to go. Max Sledge recently just at bat, and now he is ready for a couple of warm-up throws. And throw goes out to second. We're ready for the Vikings at bat. So stepping into the batting box is Brennan Miller, senior for the Vikings. Top of the 5th inning. Vikings leading 6-2. Welcome to Sam Crawford Field. Wind up the pitch, comes in, swung, and that is popped straight up, and getting underneath it, Mr. Berry reels that one in for out. 1 pitch, 1 out. It's the easiest way to do that. Designated hitter for the Vikings stepping up to bat, that is Trevor Raisler. Wind up the pitch coming in. That's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on base. Wind up, next pitch. That one is low and outside. 2-0 is the count. Next pitch on the way. Swung on, and that is sent down the third base line, and that goes foul. Pitch following that is called ball, so 3-1 with 1 out. Wind up that next pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back. Count goes full. Rossler waiting for the next pitch from Berry. That wind up pitch on the way, swing, and that is a strikeout. So that's out number 2. Nobody on base. Shortstop, Carson Malcolm. So we had pop out a strikeout, and let's see what happens here. Mr. Berry on the way. Goes high, ball one. Berry gets a call. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one goes right out to center field. Diving for it, but not able to get it. Goes all the way to the fence. Wrapping around first and getting with a stand-up double. So Malcolm with a standing double. Logan Chopek now batting for Waverly. 2 outs, runner on second. Top of the 5th inning. The Vikings leading over the Warriors 6-2. Sledge going out to Barry. Have a little conversation. Make sure they're on the right page. Oh, now the coach is heading out. So timeout on the field. Looks like Wires heading out to have a conversation with Barry. Barry is handing the ball over, and looks like so Barry is going over. Perhaps he'll be playing first base. And stepping in on the pitching mound is Kane Haar. Kane Haar, sophomore for Wahoo Public for the Warriors. A lot of construction downtown in Wahoo this year, but so we'll be able to get the sights, sounds, and smells of that right here at Sam Crawford. All right. Last pitch on the warm-up, and now see what Kane Haar does. As there's 2 outs, runner on second. Logan Chupek at bat. Checking runner at second. Pitch on the way, and that one goes right down for strike number 1. Called ball, 1-1. Wind up next pitch. Outside, gets away. And that moves the runner up to third. Two one with 2 outs, runner on third. Haar with a pitch. That one's high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Wind up. That one pitch is called strike 2. Chopek thought he had that one, so he was going to base, but nope. Count is full with 2 outs. Runner on third. Wind up the pitch, and that one is called strike 3. Able to wrap up the inning. So the top of the inning, we'll be back with the bottom of the inning right after this. Bottom of the 5th inning, Carson Sabaka at bat. Markson had a good hit, but just was caught. Second hit goes over to second base. The throw over to first is in time for out number 2. Now we have Isaiah Nagel at bat. Bishop Newman, senior. Pitch goes low and outside, ball number 1. 2 outs, nobody on base. Next pitch swung on. That one goes out to left center field, and that is a home run. Hits the top of the fence and keeps going. So bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. See if the Warriors are able to warm up the bats here and keep it going. Alex Berry at bat. Moved over to first base this last inning. Pitched the first 4 2/3. First pitch to Barry is low and outside for ball number 1. Next pitch going in high. 2-0. Looks to the coach. Wind up, the pitch comes in, and that is on the inside. 3-0. And that is a free base right there.
With 2 outs, Warriors able to move ahead a little bit and get a home run and move to first base. Jack Van Slyke stepping into the batter's box for the Warriors. Check the runner at first to wind up. That pitch comes in. That's high for ball 1. Glassburner having kind of a challenge getting into the strike zone. The infield is coming to have a conversation. Here comes the coach. Dittenberg stepping out to have a coach. And it looks like we'll be having a change. 2 outs, runner on first. Bottom of the 5th inning. Vikings leading over the Warriors 6-3. Warriors having a challenging time as they have 5 errors, and that's really accounting for a lot of the score there. So coming out to pitch looks like it's Trevor Wrestler. So Glassburner was able to pitch 5 2/3. Coming in. So with a relief, Raisler steps in. First home game at Sam Crawford Field. Last week we were supposed to be here. That game is postponed because there was a bit of a snowstorm that came and messed up the field a bit. In fact, took a lot of the power around the area. A lot of people are still working on getting power, and this is day 6 of that. So our prayers and thoughts to them, as we know the challenge of that. All right, looks like warm-up is complete. So now we're going to have Jack Van Slyke back into the batting box. 1 ball, no strikes. Wrestler, relief pitching. Wind up pitch. Yeah, it gets fouled straight back. Strike 1. Runner on first. Now Barry was walked. Likes the call. Wind up pitch. And that is right on the outside edge of the plate for strike number 2. 1-2 with 2 outs. Runner on first. Bottom of the 5th inning. Raisler checking runner at first. Wind up. That pitch comes in, and that one gets chopped down to third base. The throw goes over to first, and that is in time. That wraps up 5 innings with a single home run. The Warriors are able to add to the score, but the Vikings maintain the lead. 6-3 going into the 6th inning right after this. Getting ready to start the 6th inning. Kane Haar at the mound. Warmed up as we step in. The Vikings lead 6-3 over the Warriors at Sam Crawford Field. It's the home opener. It was not meant to be, but it's what happened here. Verkamp, I believe. Crew Verkamp is at bat for Waverly. First pitch comes in called strike right on the outside edge of the plate. Haar, wind up, pitch, swung on. That gets chopped on the third base line and goes foul. So strike number 2. 0-2. Next pitch on the way, and that one low and outside for ball 1. 1-2 is the count. Haar with the next pitch delivered, but that one drops down into the dirt. Count is now even at 2. Wind up that pitch. And that is outside. Oh. Counts full. Payoff pitch on the way, and that one goes high. Free base. Free base for Verkamp, and that is now going to bring in so we have Hunter Tom. First pitch comes in. Called ball, looking out to second base in case there was a run. 1-0, no out, runner on first. Wind up pitch. Right on the inside edge at the numbers for strike 1. Throw goes over to first. That throw is off. And then that sends the runner to second. So we have a 1-1 count. Runner now on second base with an error throw. Wind up the pitch comes in, and that one just doesn't drop in time. So that is ball 2. 2-1, no outs. 6-3. We're at the top of the 6th inning. Wind up pitch swung on, and that goes out to right field and all the way to the fence. That's going to bring 1 run in, and standing at the second base. That expands the lead for the Vikings, 7-3. Back to a 4-score lead.
The third baseman, Connor Anderson.
Connor Gunderson stepping into the batting box for the Vikings. No outs, runner on second. 1 run came in off of a line drive to right field. Wind up pitch. Went into a bunt. That one was called strike. Next pitch, and that one is low. 1-1. Sledge looking over to third base, trying to make sure that second base runner doesn't move ahead. Har with the windup. Pitch on the way, and that one drops into the dirt. Good job by Sledge to step and make sure it doesn't get past him. Har with the next pitch, put it down for a strike 2. Counts even at 2, nobody out. Runner on second. Har checks runner at second. Wind up, the pitch comes in, and hit by pitch. So with no outs, runners on first and second. So far, the Vikings have had 1 run come in. And Drew Cook, the catcher for Waverly, is up to bat. Cleanup batter, 4th position. Wind up, the pitch on the way, showing bunt, pulls back as that was well outside. 1-0. Harold gets the call. Checks the runner. Wind up pitch. Showing bunt. Pulls back for ball number 2. 2-0. 7-3. The Vikings lead over the Warriors. Top of the 6th inning. Gets a call, wind up, pitch comes in. That bunt goes foul. Strike number 1. Wind up pitch. Runners on the way. Sledge holds on to the ball. And that was a called strike, so counts even at 2 with nobody out. Runners in scoring position at second and third. Wind up, pitch comes in, swung on, and that gets right down the third base line. 1 runner comes in, 2 runners comes in, and it is a stand-up double. 9-3, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. First baseman Bruin Simpson stepping into the batter's box for the Vikings. Courtesy runner is heading on out, and that's Zach Melosh. Or Mikolosh. Nobody out, runner on second. Wind up, the pitch on the way in, and that one hits the dirt. And the throw over to third is lost in with an error right there. It's 10-3. Cleared the bases. So 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. So far, 4 runs coming in for the Vikings. Next pitch goes high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. That pitch goes in low. 3-0. Wind up pitch on the way. Swung on. That gets past the third baseman, out into left field for a base hit. No out. Runner on first. Now we have a timeout on the field as conversation. Coach heads out to talk to the players. We'll take a moment as well right here on BSDNlive.com. Well, now we have a pitching switch for the Warriors, and Logan Kelly stepping in onto the mound. Sophomore from Wahoo Public.
Dad, I don't like that either, but they're so yummy. That's Jesus' doing.
The second baseman, Brennan Miller.
So Brennan Miller at bat, playing second base for Waverly. No outs. They have a runner on first. So far, 4 runs have come in this inning for the Vikings, 10-3. Wind up that pitch, gets dropped down and having to chase after it. Gives a free base. Puts another runner in scoring positions. So 1 ball, no strikes. Wind up pitch on the way. That one is on the outside edge of the plate for a strike 1. Next pitch wind up, and that one's in the dirt. 2-1. Miller steps out of the box for a timeout. Kelly checking the runners. Looking for the call. Likes it. Checks second. Wind up. Pitch on the way. Swung on, and that one gets loped right out into left field. The throw in, but not in time. So that increases the lead. 11-3. And puts another runner stand-up double. With no outs, 5 runs come in, top of the 6th inning.
The pitcher, Trevor Raceler.
Trevor Raceler stepping in, pitching for Waverly, now at bat. Wind up pitch on the way, and that one's high. 1-0 is the count. Runner on second. Eleven to 3. Vikings lead over the Warriors. Winds coming out of the southwest. Next pitch comes in, swing, and that gets fouled back right into the hand of the home plate umpire. Shaking that one off. He's saying, just play on. I got this. Not the first time that's happened. 1-1, no outs, runner on second. Kelly with the pitch on the way, and that one drops into the dirt and drops over. Sledge had to chase that one down, not without giving up another base. Runner on third, no outs. 2-1 is the count. Kelly checking runner at third. Check the call, wind up the pitch, and that one is right in there for strike two. 2-2, counts even. Looking for the first out. Winds picking up out of the northwest now. Wind up that pitch, low and outside. Count goes full. Kelly likes the call. Wind up, the pitch comes in, into the dirt, and that's a free base.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for Waverly, number 12, Jace Kroger. Kroger in the lineup for Waverly.
Pitch hitting is Chase Kruger for Waverly. Nobody out. Runners on the corners. First pitch comes in, called ball. Wind up next pitch, swung on and dropped out low. The throw over to first is in time for out number 1. So 1 out, runners on in scoring position on second and third. taking a timeout. Logan Chupek at bat. Kelly's pitch on the outside edge of the plate for strike one. Wind up pitch comes in. That is right at the knees on the outside edge. 0-2. One out. Runners on second and third. We're at the top of the sixth inning. 11-3. The Vikings over the Warriors. Wind up next pitch. Swung on, and that one goes straight out to second base. Shortstop picks it up. Throw over to first is in time. Not without one run coming in. So 2 outs, runner on third.
Pinch hitting for
Dad, what games are it? Dad, what
number
games
2,
am I
Trent
gonna be
Reed.
here for?
Reed pinch hitting for Brooking.
Pitch hitting for the Vikings is Trev Grieve. Kelly's wind up, pitch on the way, swung on, and that gets popped straight up and just on the other side of the press box. Strike one. Wind up, pitch on the way, swing, and that one goes down the first base side. Kelly chases after it and is able to get it over there for out number 3. But not without some damage going on. 6 runs come in for the Vikings. So that takes us to the bottom of the 6th inning. 12-3. Warriors at bat right after this.
Number 16, Logan Kelly.
Kelly, the current pitcher for the Warriors, stepping into the batting box. Bottom of the 6th inning. 12-3. Vikings over the Warriors. First pitch on the way. That one right at the knees for strike number 1. And swing at that one. 0-2. Wind up the pitch, swing, and that one goes down the first base line, picked up. And just a couple steps for out number 1.
The second baseman,
Willie Ulrey from second base coming into bat for the Warriors. First pitch coming in. That one's high for ball one. Wind up pitch, not wasting any time. That one right on the inside edge of the plate at the knees. Count goes even at 1-1-1. One out. Right down the middle for strike number 2. Ulrich just watched that one go by. Wind up the next pitch. Swung on, and that gets fouled off the first base side. Keeps the count 1-2. Wind up pitch, and that one goes over to third to pick up, and throw over to first is in time for out number 2. So 2 outs, nobody on base.
The third baseman, Jake Bohach.
Jake Bohach stepping in at from third base. Wind up that pitch high and almost at the head there. So way inside on that one. Not wasting any time. Next pitch right across the outside edge of the plate for strike 1. 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on base. Next pitch on the way. Check swing, but pulls it back, but not without getting that strike called. So 1-2 with 2 outs, nobody on base. The next pitch swung on, and that is strike 3. At the end of 6, the Vikings lead 12-3.
Hit the bottom of the 6th, the Warriors are retired. 3 up, 3 down.
Warriors now needing to retire 3 and have one more shot. And we'll take a little break right after this on bsdnlive.com. So we're coming back. It's the top of the 7th inning. Waverly at bat. Stepping up to bat for Waverly is Tyler Wells. Vikings leading the Warriors 12-3. First pitch comes in. Called strike. Warriors really working to stop any damage, further damage from taking place. Big hill to climb after this one. Wind up pitch comes in, and that one hits the dirt, drops back. 1-1. Next wind up. Low and outside. 2-1 is the count. Logan Kelly pitching for the Warriors. Wind up, coming in, swung on, and that one goes out to shortstop. The throw over to first. And that is in time for out number 1. Connor Gunderson.
The third baseman, Connor Gunderson.
To bat for the Vikings with 1 out, nobody on base. Wind up, swung on, and that one goes foul. Swing, but it was more like a bunt, but it just rolled a little foul, so that is strike number 1. I think Sledge might have wanted to grab that a little bit earlier, be able to throw that out. Just not able to get to it. Kelly gets a call. Wind up pitch. That one is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch on the way, and that's inside. 2-1. Kelly picking up the leg throw. It comes in, and that one drops low. 3-1. 1 out. Nobody on base. Top of the 7th inning. Kelly with the next pitch on the way. Swung on, and that gets popped foul. And right in to the construction hole back there. So the count is full. 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way. Swung on, goes foul. Keeps the count even, or keeps the count 3-2. Another attempt at the payoff pitch right here. Wind up pitch comes in. Right on the outside edge, and that goes foul. I'm sorry, goes called ball, so that is a free base.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for Waverly, number 13.
For Drew Coach.
Cement pinch hitting for Cook.
For Drew Cook, pinch hitting is number 13, Quinn Clement. Kelly checks the runner at first. Swing, and that one gets right over the shortstop glove and right to center field. And base hit.
Pinch hitting for Sampson.
A lot of pitch hitting going on for the Vikings. McElrose pinch hitting right now. Runners on first and second.
Where's she going?
Wind up pitch comes in, goes down the third base line, steps on third, throw over to first, and that is not in time, but it's a wild throw. So that moves runners back to second and third with 2 outs.
The second baseman, Brennan Miller.
The second baseman stepping into the batting box, Brennan Miller. 2 outs, runners on second and third. First pitch on the way. That one's called strike, right at the top of the numbers. Kelly with the next pitch. Swung on, and that one goes deep into left field, and it is gone. So 3-run home run. Clears the bases. (15-3). With 2 outs. So 2 outs and nobody on base. 3-run home run. Just cleared the bases. We have Trevor Rossler stepping up to bat. First pitch swung on. That gets sent down the third base side for foul. Strike 1. Wind up next pitch, swung on, strike number 2. So we have an 0-2. Two outs, nobody on base. Kelly's wind up pitch, swing and strike 3. Well, that's the end of the top of the 7th inning, but not without some damage there. 3 runs come in, 15-3. Warriors, one more chance to do something right here. And we'll take a break and come back with more baseball on BSDNLive.com. Warm-up's complete. As Waverly's Rossler's pitching and coming up to bat versus the catcher, Max Sledge. Bottom of the 7th inning. We are 2 hours and 5 minutes into this game. Wind up the pitch, swung on, and struck 1. That second pitch goes high and outside. 1-1 is the count. Beautiful day out here compared to a week ago. Wind up that pitch again. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Actually, just like a week ago, but a week tomorrow is when we had a blizzard roll through here. This next wind-up pitch comes in and swing and a miss for strike 3, out number 1. Well, after Max Sledge, then we have Sam Markson, top of the order, coming into bat. Looking to put something together here. First pitch comes in, and that one's low outside for ball 1. Next pitch. Low and inside. 2-0 is the count. Swing, and that brings the first strike. 2-1 with 1 out, nobody on base. Bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch comes in. That one rolls high. 3-1. Rosler behind on the count on the pitch. Against Markson. Markson waiting. Swings on that one and pops it foul on the first base side into the parking lot. Count goes full with 1 out. Losing some of the balls in the park into the construction holes behind us. So next pitch in right on the inside edge of the plate for strike number 3. So 2 outs, nobody on base. That payoff pitch worked out. And that brings up Carson Sabatka. Pitch number 1 comes in right across the outside edge of the plate for strike number 1. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on, and that one gets right past the pitcher. Shortstop picks it up. Throw over to first is not in time. A little spark right there. A 2-out hit puts the runner on first. Isaiah Nagel now batting for the Warriors. Runner on first, checks the runner. Throw comes in, swing, and that gets fouled straight back. Oh, 1. Getting some new balls out because losing balls to the parking lot. Comes the 0-1 swing, and that one gets fouled as well. So 0-2. Runners running, a pitch and hit in, loped right into right field. Rounding second, getting to third. Now we have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Alex Berry from first base started off pitching. Now at bat. Bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs, runners on the corners. That first pitch comes in, and that one's high for ball 1. And the run Pitch gets past the catcher, and that brings in one more run for the Warriors and advances the runner to third. Next pitch on the way, and that one gets past him and brings in another run. So we have a 2-out rally at the bottom of the 7th inning. Warriors bring in 2 runs. Barry has an 0-2 count to him. Wind up, that pitch comes in, and that one gets in there for strike 1. 2-1 with 2 outs. Nobody on base now. Wind up pitch, and it's a free base for Barry. It was actually a 3-1 pitch. Jack Van Slyke stepping in to bat with 2 outs, runner on first. A 2-out rally working for the Warriors. First pitch gets popped back for foul, so that is strike number 1. Wind up the next pitch, swung on, and that one goes foul for strike 2. So now we have a 1-2. Pitch on the way. Swung, and that gets loped into right center field. Barry able to come around. Now runners on the corners again. 15-5. Warriors with a 2-out rally continuing on. Logan Kelly stepping into the batting box. Wind up pitch on the way. Not without having Van Slyke move ahead to second. So now we have runners on second and third. Wind up pitch, and that one. So we have a 1-1 count. Wind up pitch. That one goes outside for ball 2. Wind up that next pitch. Drops low. 3-1 is the count. Runners are ready. Wind up pitch. And goes high. Loads the bases.
The second baseman,
Willie Ulrich, set from second baseman, stepping up to bat for the Warriors. 2 outs, bases are loaded, but the Warriors have had a 2-out streak right now. They've brought in 2 runs, loaded the bases. Wind up the pitch, swing, and that is strike number 1. Wind up that next pitch, drops right inside for strike number 2. Next pitch on the way. Swing, and that pops foul back. Keeps the count 0-2 with 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Bottom of the 7th inning. 15-5, the Vikings lead. And that next pitch goes high. Strike number 3. And that is it. Vikings win. It's the first home opener, home opener for Sam Crawford Field this year, as the Wahoo Bishop Newman Warriors battle hard on that end, but just not able to keep it going. 15-5, Vikings scored in the third 2 runs, 4 runs in the fourth, 6 runs in the 6th, then 3 runs in the 7th. Warriors, 1 run in the first, 1 run in the third, and then 2 runs in the 7th. Brings us to the score, 15-5. Thank you for being a part of our broadcast. We'll look forward to bringing you more of the Warrior baseball right here on BSDNlive.com.